Available to you, you can remain here or make your way to a comfortable lying down or seated position. Our meditation is very similar to finding that drishti, that focal point. And in order for us to find that focal point collectively and together, it's going to take us finding a place to be in some comfort. That doesn't mean comfort away from what makes things uncomfortable. So as you make your way to a comfortable position, again, rather seated or lying down, just for a moment, extend your feet or your arms out and touch the earth next to you. I want to invite you to close your eyes or soften your gaze, whichever feels best to you within your body. As you pause here, begin to notice the connection to the earth. Maybe notice the dew in the grass. Notice the stability underneath you. Notice how the earth has supported you up to this moment without asking for anything in return. And take notice of what this feels like to be supported. I want to invite you to drop into your breath in the way that feels best to you and your body. My name is Kene. My pronouns are she, her, hers. And before we get started with our meditation, we want to honor the land that we are on, knowing that this land did not belong to us. And that although we live in this land that we call America, which was actually Turtle Island, we want to pay homage to the indigenous First Nations people, the Kuso people, the Cherokee, the Choctaw, the Sangre. And so pausing in this moment as we practice together, notice that we are not here alone. This earth that we sit or lie on has a history. And then secondly, we want to honor all the enslaved Africans that were brought to this land. Those that never gave up the fight for liberation and planted seeds for trees that they would never enjoy the shade of. If it's available to you, bring one hand or both hands to your heart space. Begin to notice the feeling of your heartbeat underneath you. Begin to notice that as your heart is beating, you are here collectively with a group of other people whose hearts are also beating. And so in this moment, begin to call into your mind and into your heart space the people that you love, that you believe should be here, those that wanted to make it and could not, those that are forced to still be at work and not caring for themselves to keep them distracted from practicing collective care. Notice that as you feel your heartbeat underneath your hand, we're not here to be in a position or a place of judgment, just in a place of noticing what arises for us. And as we begin to practice with our hands on our hearts in this meditation, when we show up to the polls, when we have the conversations about voting and politics, be in a place of noticing what rises for us, what shows up, what lessons are to be learned. Whenever you're ready, you can release your hand or keep it there. Find whatever positioning feels best to you in your body. If that means to lie down, then lie down. Once you're ready, begin to connect to your breath. And not just focusing on your breath in a way that we normally do. Focusing on the inhale and the exhale. But really begin to focus on the breath as it's connected to the earth. Kate shared that when we inhale, it's we. When we exhale, it's me. And as we sit together here in nature, we notice the air does not struggle to flow. We're living in a nation right now where our votes are determining whether some of us can breathe or all of us can breathe. And so our breaths are connected. We've heard protests in the street, brothers and sisters and non-gender conforming and non-binary folks saying that they cannot breathe. And the fact that someone else cannot breathe should make us question our breath. As we sit here, we connect with the earth, the minerals within it, the vitamins that nurture, that produce, that make things grow. And we have minerals and vitamins within our bodies, allowing us to show up. And again, it is with our votes where we determine who should have access to health care, who should have access to food, so they too may have the minerals and the vitamins they need to grow. We enjoy the beach. We love the water as it flows. And that water correlates to the body. Our blood flows. Our blood flows. Our blood flows either in our bodies or it flows in the streets. And that heat we hear, that heat we feel, it's the same fire that's going to motivate us. And I know you hear in the background the motorcycles rumbling. That's the people saying we're ready. For too long we have participated or opted not to participate in executing and utilizing our voices. We have willingly given our power away. And even as we begin this meditation, as we move forward closer towards executing our vote, we are choosing to take our power back. Not to speak for those that are voiceless, but to make space for them to speak. To have the ability to pass the mic so that someone else that needs to speak is able to. And holding this country to the standard that everyone should be able to do that. If it's available to you, place a hand on your belly. You know, this is where our willpower comes from. Be in a place of noticing what is there. It could be a rumbling because it's early. Or maybe it's a rumbling because you know now is time for you to say and do something. And we know because we feel it in our gut first. And then it communicates to our heart. And then sometimes the brain gets the message. Or it gets into fear. And unfortunately, there are people in this country right now that would rather keep us in fear to where we're sick to our stomachs and we don't want to take action. Instead of letting that message get from our gut to our hearts, where we choose to move with compassion and love. Our vote is cast because of love. Because of the love of humanity. Because of the acknowledgement of differences within us that make us all unique and contribute to the collective. Notice what's happening here in your gut. And maybe if it's available to you, if you feel it moving, bring your hand back up to your heart. Now really bring both hands to your heart. Press in deep. First, be in a place of noticing the last time you've touched your own heart. Or how there have been messages or propaganda, even to disconnect you from your own. To tell you it's not okay to feel your own heart in this way. To remain busy, to remain isolated and separated and individualistic. And notice as you feel that second hand on your heart space. That is the hand of someone else in this community saying they believe in you. That their heart is connected to your heart and our liberation is bound together. As you take a deep breath in, really be in a place of noticing what is happening in your heart space. Notice if it flutters. Notice if it wants to drop back down into the belly. When you're ready, take a deep breath in through the nose. Pause at the top of your inhale. Open your mouth and release whatever sound desires to come out. Don't worry, we're going to do 2 more of those. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open the mouth and release whatever sound comes out for you. Take 1 more of those. Whenever you're ready, feel free to release the hands. Slowly begin to open the eyes. Welcome yourself back into this space, but look all around you. We're going to go back to being in a place of noticing. So notice who is not present here. Who do we not see represented here? And really look around. Feel free to turn around on your mat. Look all the way to the back. Look all the way at the front. Look to your sides. Who is not here? Who do we not see? And if we can look in this moment and notice who is not here, who is not present, who is not being represented, what do you think is happening in the voting booth? Right? Whenever you're ready, find a comfortable seated position. And this time, sit up nice and tall. I'm all for comfort, but this one's going to take some spine work. Sit up nice and tall, squeeze that belly button towards your spine. Take that deep breath in, relax the shoulders, pressing them down towards the earth. You can close your eyes or soften your gaze. You can leave them open if that's available to you. Whenever you're ready, release the fingertips out to your sides. Take a deep breath in. Inhale them up over your head, reaching towards the sky. Spread the fingertips, because we are reaching up for connection to all. Join the palms together, pressing them, bring them down to your heart. Again, relax those shoulders. My liberation is bound with your liberation. May all beings everywhere be happy, whole, and free. To this, we bow our heads and we seal this practice with Ashe and thank you.